Hello YouTube, this is going to be a video on my gigantic clay Rubik's Cube. This unfortunately doesn't work, or it's not fully functional, but I made this back in art class back in grade 8, so I figured I'd show you guys. This is about 3 years old. This is actually the blue side, this is the green side. As you can see, the colors are just horrifically bad against the black background. Anyways, it's a cube, and we had to make cubes out of clay, and, well, what else would I make that's a cube? That had to be a box that opens, so I thought Rubik's Cube. And I could have made this easy and just had, like, the top layer, but I decided to have this interlocking. And unfortunately, it doesn't really come apart too easy, but it does. So I guess it's kind of, you have to have a little bit of technique to open it, so I guess it's kind of a security measure. As you can see, the inside's just pretty standard. There's a lot of cracks, because the teacher broke this a bit. That's why I couldn't have glass paints, kind of, glass powder. That's been, like, baked on, basically, and I had to hand paint all of this stuff. And it's because it had to be glued with super glue, and the super glue would just burn away, and then this thing would fall apart. So yeah, that teacher was actually, he broke quite a few of my things while I was, like, just not there. But anyways, inside, pretty simple. And I got a lot of people while I was making this that were like, "Oh, you're making a Rubik's Cube, that's really cool," and like a very sarcastic voice, like, I don't know, they're just like, "Yeah, that sucks." And because I think it was like the first time people were like, "Why are you making a Rubik's Cube?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a big fan of Rubik's Cubes," and they're like, "Oh, can you solve it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can solve it, of course." So I decided to bring 6x6 in a YJ 6x6 that I had got, and I had basically I went home for lunch, and then I looked in the mail, because the mail comes just after, just before I come home for lunch, and I was like, "Oh crap," so I went to the post office, or found it or something, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the post office, so I unboxed, checked out the 6x6. It was the first 6x6 I've ever had, and the first cube with an internal layer. So it was very clicky, very terrible, so I scrambled it up, and I asked the teacher, "Hey, can I bring this into the class, because I have nothing to do, because I was way ahead on this project." So I was just solving it in class, and I solved it, and then some guy's like, "Did you just solve it?" I'm like, "Yeah." And it took like 20 minutes. It was just tragic. It was tragically slow. And he's asked, "Well, can I scramble it?" And I said, "Well, of course." And I gave him the cube, and I just about to turn away, and then I went, "Oh my god, what have I done?" And I just turned around, I was like, "Wait." It's too late. He did one turn, and the cube exploded all over the art room. All over it. Everywhere. Pieces. And people tried to gather up all the pieces, and I was able to assemble it. And I was trying to solve it before the end of class. I wasn't able to solve it because I just sucked so bad at 6x6 back then. I didn't know the parity algorithms. But yeah, that was a bit of cubing in art class. Pretty bad experience. Never brought a cube to school again. Actually, no, I did bring cubes to school again. Better cubes. Cubes that didn't pop. And I didn't let people touch them. Anyways, this is kind of a failed Rubik's Cube that opens up. I was hoping I could store cubes in it, because back then I didn't actually have that many cubes, and I probably could have gotten away with storing every single cube I owned in there. But, yeah, it just doesn't open properly. But anyways, thanks for watching.